is a test of the emergency broadcast system.
This is only a test.
DJs in MC. This DJ, he gets down.
Listen to this jockey's introduction to
Two DJs in a mic with your host, DJ Mike.
Is that a timetable?
And DJ JP.
Well, get on it. It's your time.
Give me the mic.
Okay, guys, we want to thank you for joining us for another episode of Two DJs in One Mic. Myself, the nice and humble one, and we have the infamous DJ JP on my right and on you guys' left. But forget about that. We're happy to have two people that are doing some wonderful things, and that's none other than this is the second time I've had the opportunity to talk to a husband and wife powerhouse. So we have K.Avett and we have Kevin Franklin in the house. How you guys doing?
We're doing well.
Doing
Thank
good,
you
doing
for
good.
having us.
Oh yes, it's an honor. We always like to talk with people that are making a difference and doing things. And what you guys are doing is wonderful, and we'll get right into that. But before we get into that, tell us a little bit about yourselves.
Oh man. So my name's Kevin Franklin, is my wife, K.Avett, also Candy Franklin. We've been married now for 11 years. 12 years.
Congrats.
Yeah, it's 11 years. It's 11 years. See, I know my years. So we're going on 12 years.
Okay.
And we met, actually, it's interesting how we met. We met, my frat brother was getting married. And so she was singing in the wedding.
Oh, wow.
And I was one of the groomsmen in the wedding. So
you heard the solo.
I did hear the solo, yes. Yeah, so no.
What did she sing?
You know what? I don't remember
I'm
the
sorry.
song.
We can't go deep with him. He gonna play himself. No dinner for you for 2 days now. Wow.
Yeah, neither of us will be eating. I don't even
I don't remember the song. But
okay, well, that's good. You're safe. Okay, you just got one strike now. Okay,
yeah.
good. All right.
So, but no, originally I'm from El Paso. I'm from West Texas.
Okay.
My dad was in the military, so I was born at Fort Bliss.
Okay.
Yeah, so a military brat, and I'll let her talk about where she's from and her background.
So I am Texas born and raised.
Okay.
And country girl, grew up in the country. PK, grew up in the church, singing family. And so that was my foundation. Literally growing up, having rehearsal. We had a piano in the living room. I can remember it's been just torrentially raining today, you guys. And I remember that one weekend, it was just raining all weekend long. And so one of the rare instances that we did not have to go to church, and we were just elated. We thought we were going to get to chill that Sunday. Oh no. We had Sunday school. We had a sermon, just like a regular service.
Wow.
Mom was on the piano. And I was like, man, this was. But so that's just that was
wow.
my.
We could have a whole show about it.
Oh man, listen.
Because I'm a DK, so it was about that bad too. For me.
Listen.
But my mom and dad didn't have play instruments, but they would sing.
We're
sing.
traumatized.
Yeah, we are. We really are.
The whole hands and sing Kumbaya.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did y'all have like the Hallelujah Fest?
Baby,
Halloween?
we did it all.
Say
BTU,
hymns,
whatever.
YPWW.
Yeah.
See, listen.
And I was just the DK. I wasn't even PK. So
and he got promoted eventually. Now he's a pastor.
Yeah,
so
if it opened, we were there.
True.
Okay.
True.
Yeah.
So outside of that, I just grew up in a really strong nuclear family, and my love of music starts with that. Like our family had a singing group, the Kirby Harden Singers, and where it's so funny, y'all have two DJs, one mic. We had 5 singers, one mic. We didn't have that foolishness where everybody had a mic that was on stage.
Yeah, I need one of them trees. You ever seen those where they had the Temps or the Springs do? They be dancing around the tree.
We weren't even that.
So y'all just rotated to one mic.
One mic.
Well, hey, somebody got to start somewhere. Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much how it started. And I honestly can't even remember. I can't remember a time that I didn't sing. Like that's just always been such a huge part of my life.
Since the age of, what did you start singing?
I would say probably 3.
Wow.
3 or when I started talking.
Mm.
You know, even before I could
oldest,
really.
Youngest?
I'm sorry.
Are you the oldest or the youngest?
No, I'm the knee baby. So I have an older sister and older brother. Then there's me and my little sister.
Oh, I know what's going on. Your headphones are all the way down. That's why you can't hear us. Now, can you hear us now?
Thank you. You're so kind.
I'm also the engineer.
I appreciate so many hats. So many hats.
But no, I said she got it. Well, she can't hear us. I was checking up. But no, that's good. So, all right, good.
So with that being said, how has that affected your journey? You know, going from being in a family where y'all, sung together, praised together, did all of these things. How has that affected your singing?
So I will say probably most notably, even as a kid, I've just kind of always done my own thing. I wouldn't go so far as to say I was a rebel, but I've just always been one of those people. How I feel or what I believe, that's just what I believe. And unless you can come to me with some irrefutable facts, how I feel is how I feel. So I've kind of moved in that same vein musically, even though, I grew up gospel and I love gospel. That will never change. But just always been able to just kind of navigate my own path and be okay with that. Everybody's different. Everybody's journey is different, but being okay with my journey being mine and owning that and kind of leaning into it fully.
Okay. All right, Mr. Kevin, I'm gonna break this up. Mike put it in one question. What inspired you to launch KMG Photos?
Oh wow! So I've been shooting pictures since I was small.
3?
No, not 3, not 3. But my dad did buy me my first Polaroid camera.
Okay.
When I was small. So but in high school I was in video productions, and so that's when I started messing with the camera, with more so video than photography. And then, but just over the years, I always was the one that had the camera, always, capturing everything, documenting everything. And then, actually, when we met, I started doing more with the camera for her, visuals and, photos. And
so he probably knows more about y'all. That's why this question ties in then. Because it says, and what has it been like building a visual brand for
okay. Yeah.
Your wife's music?
Well, it all ties together because, so aside from doing work with her, I started doing a lot of work in the dance community. We're a part of the Steppin' Swing Out community, actually. The swing out community.
Lindy and all some other DJs we know, Johnson. And,
yeah. Lindy. Okay, yeah, absolutely. And so I started doing photography for them at the same time doing photography for my wife. And in the community, it's so many people, so many opportunities to meet people, network, and things of that nature. And that would just lead from one event to the next event to next thing you know, you're doing weddings, you're doing headshots, you're doing family portraits and everything. It just grew from there. So, but it really started when I was young. Yep.
Do you remember your first shoot?
I remember my first dance shoot. I can tell you that for sure. Forever Swing Dallas. Shout out to RJ.
Forever Swing. So do y'all swing dance?
We do. Yeah, we did.
Yeah. I kind of figured as much.
And actually, that's a really funny story too, because when we were going through premarital counseling, they suggested learning a new hobby together. And so at the same time that we were doing that was like 13 weeks. I think the program was 13
I think it was like
weeks.
13 weeks.
And we started taking swing out classes. So a big shout out to
Jerry Palmer.
Jerry Palmer
Henry
was our Jerry Palmer was our very first instructor. So
who has he not touched?
Oh my God,
everybody knows Jerry.
Yeah, everybody knows it. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was the vision behind the very first Summer Soul Affair, and how did you expect it to draw almost 2,000 people?
I think either one of us can take
year
that.
one.
Oh my gosh, I'll take it. So when we're recent transplants to Waxahachie, and when we moved, we had already talked about the fact that when we were in our prior city, Grand Prairie, that we weren't as involved as we wanted to be. And so that was kind of something that we wanted to do differently this time around. And we became more involved. There was a class that we took that's free to the public if you sign up for it, called Waxahachie 101. And essentially you meet up once a month. You go to all the different departments, the water department, the fire department, the police department. You meet the people who are in charge. You learn more about their departments. And it just really gives you a clear idea of everything it takes to run a city. You meet the people who make the decisions. And because they see that you have made a vested interest in your city, that in and of itself creates connections for you. And so we did that our first year, and it was like 9 months, I think. We had a little graduation and all that. It was awesome though.
No, that's good.
Yeah,
I mean, more of us need to do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. I wish we would.
Absolutely.
I got a few things I need to talk about.
But it lends a lot more credibility to your voice when they see that you are involved. And so that includes attending city council meetings, which we've honestly kind of fallen off on city council meetings, but that's more because of our work schedules. But just being involved and knowing what's going on. Waxahachie is having a growth spurt and has been for the last few years. And so just seeing all the different businesses that are coming to the city, the different industries, it's just really nice to know ahead of time, to know what's going on, what's on the table for discussion, what are they bringing to the city where we live and breathe and pay taxes and all that stuff.
So y'all part of the chamber too?
No.
Just a different light.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've done some work with the chamber. I've done some photography work with the chamber.
Yeah, just recently. Okay. But to answer your question, I was kind of setting up how we started to get involved. We had attended several events and just saw that there was kind of a gap where we felt like we could introduce something new and fresh and progressive to the city. And I went with what I know. I know music. I know live music. I know performances and that sort of thing. And so we just kind of molded over and put together a business plan, and we pitched it to them. And so I really have to give a really big thank you to our small team, but it is a team. Daniel Ginn, Laurie Mosley, Gumero, Monica. They were really instrumental in just kind of guiding us, because we had never done anything on this scale before. And so there were a lot of times you don't know what you don't know. And so they were really instrumental in just kind of giving us a little, just nudging us here and there. And just, if we kind of moved to the left and needed to go right, they kind of nudged us and just gave us a lot of support. And so we were hopeful. We did all the work to expect a really good turnout, but you just never know how these things will turn out. And so we were just overwhelmed at the way the community showed up. It was a free community event, but sometimes you just, again, never know how those things are going to play out. And the community showed up and let us know that they had been wanting something like this. And so that just really reaffirmed to us that we were on the right track, and just made it so much more exciting to plan for this year's.
Wow. So how many years is this?
This is year 2.
Okay,
second year.
Yep.
All right, we're 2 years in.
And forgive me for not doing this, but tell the audience what Summer Soul Affair is.
So I'll go ahead and take it. Yeah, it's outdoor music festival. Outdoor music in the park, just like we used to have back in the day in Dallas at the Starplex. They'd have jazz in the park, but this is music in the park, old school R&B. You can bring your coolers, bring your lawn chairs, bring your family, bring your friends. It's free to the public. And so we have live music. We have top-notch DJ that's going to be here sitting to my left.
Yeah.
Playing all the greatest hits, and people just come out, have a good time. Summertime. It's going to be in the evening from 7 to 10 o'clock. So, bring your umbrellas, bring your water. You can bring your coolers, of course, responsibly, but it's just a great outdoor time in the park.
Yeah.
Good, clean, fun environment, and all ages are welcome. So,
and also
really good time.
Food trucks, vendors. That was a big part of our motivation. We wanted to do something to showcase small businesses, especially small Black businesses that may not get the opportunity to put their offerings in front of a large crowd. Especially if they, if they're just doing something outside of their house or on the corner, or small events. We wanted to give vendors an opportunity to be able to put their offerings in front of a large crowd. And all of our food trucks sold out last year. Sold out. And it was crazy because at the end of the event, because I'm running around, I performed and got out there, and King-a-ling turkey legs, they had one turkey leg left. And I was so hungry. I'm serious. I'm just being transparent. I was so hungry that night. And he served that turkey leg, and I got that turkey leg home and stood at the counter and ate that thing. It was so good. So we're excited to have them back. And I'm just personally giving them a shout out because those turkey legs.
The name, I'm trying to.
No, let it go by. You can laugh out there when you're DJing or when you're walking around. But right now, just let it go by. There's no need to fall off that cliff. You're going to be all right. All right. So moving right along. How does it feel preparing for the 2025 edition, especially now that the city of Waxahachie is on board and being a sponsor?
I would say this year it's exciting, but it's a lot more work. They've given us more of the responsibility on us as far as last year we had a lot of support because there's a lot of things that we didn't know. So this year they're like, okay, now it's your turn to kind of
from the city or from your team.
Well, those are we see those kind of one in the same.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So a lot of the things that they kind of did for us, we still have the support, but we're doing
which is good.
So we're learning more this time.
Right.
Okay.
So it can be a little overwhelming at times, but we have a good plan in place. We have everything mapped out, and we're just moving right along. But it's definitely feels like more work this year,
right,
than last year.
Yeah.
Sure.
True.
Yeah.
Ownership. That's more what it is. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. So Kay, tell us about your latest single, Peace for Me. Why do you think it's resonating so strongly with fans in the indie R&B scene?
Well, thank you for that question. And I think everybody is still kind of reeling. I know it's been a few years since the pandemic, but I know for me personally and for colleagues of mine, that whole experience was just so daunting and overwhelming in a lot of ways for me in my profession. Very traumatic. Mm-hmm. And so moving into kind of the next layer of your mindset, trying to kind of regroup and move on, finding ways to reclaim your calm, reclaim your peace. Those are all things that were really important to me. And so when I started working on this song, like a lot of people don't know, but I also produce. And so that's something new. I didn't do that in my first project, but as I've grown musically, I've been able to do that a little bit more. But I created this idea for the song, and I wasn't quite sure where I wanted to go. And so I reached out to a good friend of mine, Jeremy Cannon, and we ended up co-writing the song. So I always have to give him his props because he came up with the concept for this song, and we just kind of went from there. But definitely, I just think people, all of us have our daily lives. We go to work, we pay bills, we do all of that stuff. But at the end of the day, you want to have a place whether it is a tangible place or a place in your mind that you can go where you are calm and things are quiet, and you can just kind of recenter yourself and get prepared for the next big thing or the next day. And so I think that's why people are able to connect with it, because ultimately, sometimes even at the end of the song, I do something that we do in nursing called deep breathing. That's something that I actually do with my patients. And so I've tried to incorporate something that I do in my profession, in my music, as much as possible. And just taking those slow, deep breaths and listening to your breathing, all of those things helps to decrease your stress level and kind of bring you back to yourself. And in this current environment, with everything that's going on, we've got just so much, you know, people are you never know what people are going through.
True.
You know, people are losing family and you know, trying to keep their jobs and just trying to pay bills and trying not to worry in an environment where everything tells you you need to freak out. But, you know, trying to remind yourself that ultimately God is in control, and you can only control what you can control, right?
That's it.
So I think that's what helps people resonate with this song, is that I'm going to take control of the things that I can control and kind of lay everything else aside.
You have a question to that?
No, not at all. That was wonderful.
So where can they find that song?
Oh my goodness. Anywhere music is streamed, you can go to my website, K.Avett.com. That's K-A-V-E-T-T.com. But yeah, Spotify, Tidal, Google, Amazon Music, Apple, any of that. It's called Peace for Me.
Peace for Me.
Okay.
Wow. So next question. As a couple, what's the secret to working so closely in both love and business without losing balance? How do y'all maintain your balance and, you know, not just business, but, you know, maintaining, just keeping it going without killing each other?
Right. I think, honestly, you have to be intentional. You know, a lot of times I know I'll find myself just going 100 miles an hour. And, you know, my wife will say, look, we have to be intentional. We have to find time to connect. You know, we have to find time to just, you know, slow down, look at each other, and not just, you know, the goals. You know, we're always looking at goals. We're looking at the next thing we're going to do, the next task. And I mean, everybody has so many things going on, but you really have to have time to just take time to just stop and, you know, look at your partner and you know, find that connection time. And as far as from a working standpoint, we have to understand that we have different working styles. Some of our styles are the same. Some of our styles are different. There's certain areas where I might think I know it, but she has a better idea, and I just have to accept it and fall back, and vice versa, right? There's times where
you have to compromise.
There's times where she has an idea, and I'm like, okay, we might want to try it this way. And as long as you guys are open, or I'm speaking to the couples out there, relationships and whatnot, as long as you're open to knowing that there's differences and you're intentional about making that time together, you can make it.
And if I can piggyback,
we're waiting for the humpback whale.
One other thing I think that we have learned as we have been together longer is really leaning into and appreciating the strengths and weaknesses that we both have. You know, every couple, there's some person one person is just better at doing something. It's not a dig at the other person, but that's just a skill set that they've honed that's better suited for the situation. And in our situation, as I would say in really any marriage, the goal is for it to benefit us as a unit. And so just learning to kind of set aside ego and saying, you know what, that's just something that you do better. And if that's something that you do better, I'm not going to waste good energy over here trying to, you know, do it my way if you do it better. So I'm going to give you
that to my wife.
Listen, don't get because you're going to get in trouble. We always
he lives on the edge.
We always trying to find better ways to do it, because we just like y'all. We work together all the time. We do everything together. So that's why he was saying another power couple. I don't consider us that. I just consider us two people trying to get things done together.
Yeah.
And however it comes out or however many people see it, that's great. But no, just it's that balance, and then you got to understand, okay, really, I need to be able to submit and say, okay, she does this better. Well, she has a better idea instead of, well, I don't want to, I'm just going to stick to my idea until it causes us to fail.
True.
Yeah.
And
it's time wasted too. That's time wasted too.
Sometimes there can be two equally good ideas.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean my idea is necessarily the only good idea. No. So again, I think sometimes just as I'll only speak for me, as I have been married longer, like some things are it's just not worth the energy of saying my way is good, but so is your way. So you want to do it that way, then that's fine.
That's a good piece of advice.
Yeah.
So, compromise and growing and knowing which. Okay, one might be quicker. It might. Just knowing how to give in sometimes is better than winning all the time.
Yeah. Right. And bragging on your partner. Those are, I think that's a huge thing.
Oh, love it.
That's a huge thing.
We're failing. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, we definitely brag on each other.
Just kind of always talking up your partner.
Yeah.
And and that's, look, we're human, so we don't get it right all the time. But these are things that, like Kevin was saying, just being intentional. And if you do it most of the time, it gives you have a little bit of cushion when you fall short those other times.
So I do have a question though. So what do y'all do like is to fall back? Because me and my wife have this thing called No Work Mondays where we try not to do anything and just us. We just gonna watch a movie, kick back. We're not gonna jump on computers, laptops are closed, and we just gonna try to take some time to try to. Do y'all do anything like that to get time back?
I don't know if we have a set day. We tried to have set days, but I mean, a lot of times it's so much.
It's so hard, and my schedule is very sporadic sometimes. So, but we will do just random things like a 12 noon matinee on a Wednesday when there's nobody there.
But see, that's y'all still in time for yourself.
Yeah,
it's about you and not about some other couple. Right. And I like that. That's a good one. I'm about to tell my wife that when she retires.
Or we'll go walking. Like Kevin took me walking.
Y'all went for a walk.
We went walking yesterday, and I don't even know how long did we walk.
About 4 miles.
Yeah, we went on a 4-mile walk, and I was so tired today. But that was good. It was just you
need that time.
Yeah.
You definitely don't have a laptop walking.
True.
True. Yeah.
So what are some of your biggest challenges you face building your respective brands, and how did you overcome them?
Oh man, I think now the biggest challenge for us still is just navigating social media. I mean that's huge because you can have. I've seen it. I mean, you could have all the talent in the world. You could have all the skill sets and everything. And there's people that just look at those numbers. They just look at the numbers. How many followers do you have? How many?
That's it.
How many people are commenting and liking and stuff like that. But for the most part, just consistency, just staying consistent, constantly working on new ideas, putting out new, like for me, just, new photos, new videos, reels. You got Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, you got all of them, And then here recently, we ran into a big snag because her Facebook page, her artist page got hacked. And so we lost access to like almost 20,000 followers. So you can't really promote to those people. So social media is just, it's changed the game big time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a gift and a curse. I mean, if you figure out how to work it, it can work to your advantage. I mean, we've had some good wins through social media, but at the same time, we've had, it's just a grind. Social media.
Yeah, it is. And I think our generation, I was born in 80, so ex-millennial, depending on who you ask.
Okay.
But so we appreciate, we appreciate a time when you were not connected, like when your phone wasn't glued to your forehead, when you were able to just go outside and connect with people on a more personal basis.
Yeah.
And for me, I am very much an ambivert. So I have my moments where I'm out and extroverted, but a lot of times I'm just at home doing my thing, on my piano. And in my head, I'm like, I do not have anything going on right now that warrants recording, that warrants being like, there are some people literally every moment is captured, and that's perfectly fine. But I don't think like that a lot of the times until after. I'm like, oh man, I really could have recorded that, but the moment was lost. And so I think, again, just learning how to navigate social media in a way that you're able to continue feeling like it's you, and you're not turning into this caricature of yourself, because I refuse to do that. And at the end of the day, I feel like the people that you connect with, that you truly connect with, that matters more to me. It matters more to me to have 100,000 people that I really connect with than 1 million that don't really know me or have this weird crazy expectation of me that's not rooted and grounded in who I really am.
Wow.
Which is a challenge.
That is a great answer. Especially, we all deal with it, trying to get those followers and worrying about who has the followers, who's looking at. I just say put out great content. Those that love it's going to get it, and those that don't is what the heck.
And the consistency is key.
Yeah.
And for me, I kind of look at it like a sitcom on TV. Once that season is over and, you take that little break, sometimes you never get your people back.
Yeah.
So you can't allow the season to ever end.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
No, I know, but when you think about it,
right.
that's how we have been conditioned. I look at it in that manner. It's like a season. It's like a TV show.
Well, you have
people
to put
wake
out a
up
great
to
product, because nobody ever stopped watching Yellowstone. We were anticipating.
I've never watched it.
Well, that's you. But if you watch it, you'll be ready. You'll be on to the next season. But
and in the interim, you'll watch
reruns or try to read about what's going on. Listen to podcasts. But
that's a good point.
Yeah, if you're putting out a great product, people are going to be there and come back and listen. But how do we do? You're right about that. You're doing something. Oh man, I can't get that moment back. But all the time, you don't want to be.
You don't want to be in the. You want to disconnect.
Right.
Yeah, you want to.
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna steal away and do this. So I'm in the, as we call it, DJing. I'm in the lab. I'm working on something.
Yeah.
I don't always want to turn the camera on and be trying to, okay, I need to capture this.
But the crazy thing that haunts you is you never know what will be that viral moment.
Exactly.
So you're hunted
really
by that
stupid stuff go viral.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
So you it's like, man, I gotta always be in the moment.
Yeah.
That one time that I decide not to, I might create something that's just beautiful.
Yeah.
Right.
And I can't recreate it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I'm not in that emotion.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That's a good answer, though. That is a tough struggle for a young, old, well, whoever, but it's a struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's a balance for sure.
Oh, it's on me, sir. I'm sorry. Okay. What can fans expect from the upcoming EP, The Love Paradigm?
Oh, good.
Any surprises in store for Summer Soul Affair 2025?
So I'll take the question about the EP. And you take the... So,
dig, son.
The love paradigm, I got this idea when I was reading about the 7 different types of love. A lot of times when we hear about love, we just think of it in terms of romantic love.
Can you share the 7 different types with us?
What?
Oh.
No.
Okay.
You gonna put down oh my goodness. Listen, I have the list, but I can't tell you the list.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But
I just thought you knew it.
No. Oh my gosh. But you have romantic love, platonic love. You have the love between a mother and a child. You have friendly love. You have flirty love. Just all of these different kinds of love. And you begin learning your relationship with your understanding of love when you are young. And so I just kind of went on this deep dive where, you talk about like a paradigm is like a pattern. And basically it's how you see the world. So everybody has a different set of lenses that they view the world.
Most
and
definitely.
that shapes how you view yourself, that shapes how you view others, that shapes, when you interact with other people, how sometimes you'll have somebody, if they interact with somebody, they may read something into the exchange that wasn't there, but that's based on their preconceived notions and the lenses that they have already established, and that's how they see the world. And so that's basically the premise for this EP. So that is a broad canvas, and I like that because it has not limited me in the subject content of the different songs that I'm working on. And I imagine that this may be one of a few volumes. That's the plan. But it's just a deeper exploration of how we view love, and both inward and outward. And even when you think about the 5 love languages, how you give love versus how you receive love, and even I think that I'm not sure how many different conflicts, but they say like your love language, and then you also have a conflict language. Are you avoidant? Are you that's the only one I can think of is avoidant. But
conflict language.
you teaching young Jeffrey.
No, I just like to look up stuff.
Yeah,
I'm a reader.
But that was so interesting to me. Even
tell me
honestly,
something about myself,
more so than love language. It's like, what is my conflict language?
Because is that how you deal with it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I know mine.
So
mine is the easiest and the softest one there is.
What? Just compliant or just avoidance? But see, after a while, if you consistently have an avoidant conflict style,
it creates something.
It creates more conflict even within you, because you feel you can build resentment because you don't ever feel like you're being heard. You don't feel like you can express.
Oh my God! Let me lay down. wait, Miss Powell, wifey, Bill, she just hit it right there.
I feel like a lot of guys
you're not being heard.
Yeah.
Oh, can I get a tissue?
Yeah. You can build it.
No, that's a good one, though. I'm definitely going to look conflict. Yeah. Well, man, yeah, okay, all right.
So all that to be said, I'm really excited to see I'm really excited to see where I can take this idea, because like I said, it's so broad, and it gives me a chance to continue expanding on my writing, which is always a work in progress. You're always wanting to improve and learn how to say the things that you want to say in a way that really piques someone's interest or makes them connect with your lyrics. So all that to be said, I'm looking forward to sharing what I have come up with. And like I said, just stay tuned.
I have a follow-up question to that. Couple. One, when you look at artists that's out there and artists before you, who is an artist that you can look at and say, that's kind of me? I'm in that vein.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry.
Well, because I have such an eclectic music style. There are so many artists. Just
give me one.
Oh gosh. I will say from a timeless standpoint, Sade.
Okay.
I love
the great one.
Oh, I love her. She is timeless.
Yeah. Is it a crime?
Is it a crime? Lyrically, I aspire to be in the realm. I don't even have to be close, just in the realm of like the Stevie Wonders or the Donny Hathaways. What's that song by him? For All We Know by Donny Hathaway. It's just one of the most beautiful songs that I have ever heard. And it just speaks to so much emotion. And that is my goal. I feel like a lot of times people waste a lot of times trying to compare themselves to others or wanting to be the best. And in trying to be the best, that means they have to, kind of shoot somebody else down or be whatever. But I just want to be the best version of K.Avett as an artist that I can be. And that's all. That's the best that I can do. At the end of the day, that is what I bring to the table, as being the very best artist that I can possibly be. And of course, there are artists that I admire. I love the poetic vibe of Jill Scott. I'm a huge Jill Scott fan.
I was praying you mentioned.
I love Lauren. I love Lauryn Hill. I love how she just.
I knew it.
I love that. I love Alex Isley. I love the vocal acrobatics of Jasmine Sullivan. I love the simplicity. I love the simplicity of Sade's voice, because I grew up Kojic, where you gotta run, you wear yourself out doing run after run after run, but sometimes less is more, and I love that about her. So you can see there's no one. It's kind of like an intertwining and interconnection of all of these different artists that bring something different. But if I can take just a smidgen of all of those different things and put them together and say something that connects with somebody else, that's my goal.
Okay. So with that being said, what is the creative process like when collaborating?
Excuse me, we didn't get the answer to the other question.
We didn't.
Any surprises in store?
I'm sorry.
Take that, Kevin.
Surprise. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I will say that this year we have one of the top DJs.
Yes, we do.
In the city.
Yes, we do.
This side of the Mississippi. He goes by the name of DJ Mike. And actually, I met Mike some years ago. We were doing a wedding. I was doing photography for a wedding, and Mike was the DJ. And we had, small words here and there. But just following him, on Instagram, I used to see his videos where he's running up and down the stairs and exercising and all this. But then I'd start seeing his playlist online. And he just has a huge amount of respect from all the DJs in the community. There's a lot of DJs in the dance community that have spoken so highly of Mike. And just looking into his body of work, we were like, we got to get this guy.
Absolutely.
We got to get this guy. And so when we talked and had a chance to have a conversation, explain, what we were looking for, he already had all the experience that we were looking for. And we're just super excited to have him with us this year.
All right, that's a surprise.
Yes.
Okay, good. A DJ, throwing him in the mix. All right,
throwing him in the mix. Yeah,
DJ Mike.
For sure.
Yeah, I'll just check my calendar. I don't have anything yet, so I'm gonna definitely try to come out if I don't get anything by the end.
Yeah. Sure. And then we also have Draper Winston, who's going to be our host. He's a actor, comedian, host. Yeah, he does that all around the country. He's actually doing some stuff in DeSoto for the Juneteenth. And so he's going to be our host. We actually met him in DeSoto at one of her shows that she did last year. Super, cool guy, personable, gets the crowd engaged. He's funny. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he just reads the room really well. So we're just super excited about it. I mean, the word is out. People are talking about it. People are sharing it. A lot of people, we've run into people that said they went last year. They're coming back this year. So we're just looking to have a really good turnout this year.
Good. Next year we may have to incorporate interviewing the founders on stage.
Yes, that would be nice. So,
no, I'm just saying that would be cool. Give people an idea of what y'all do and why y'all doing it.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
it might happen this year. But one of the things I want to just touch on based off of what you just said is, and me and Jeff talk about this, when you're working and doing something, you should always do your best, because you never know who's in the room. You never know where that situation could lead to. Mm-hmm. You never know.
Right.
And I had no idea of, everything that you've stated. But it just goes back to what we talk about when you're hired to do something, no matter if it's 5 or 5,000 people, give your best.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Sure. And you never know who's watching, who's
exactly.
Somebody's always
somebody's watching.
Absolutely.
Always.
Somebody is watching.
Always.
Yep.
Let's believe that.
Yep.
Always.
Yeah.
We had a saying when I was young, the camera is always rolling.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to always be in character because the camera is rolling.
Right.
Somebody is looking and watching. So you got to be in character. Keep the script. Don't get off the script. But with that said, can I go to the next question?
Carry on. I'm just trying to get the answers, man.
Oh, no.
See what you would if you wouldn't have asked that
question.
Hey,
that's why we do
You would have
this.
got your flowers.
That's why we do this.
Just
Just
while
like
you are living.
Yes, just like what she was talking about as far as being able to work with each other.
Mm-hmm.
We have a friendship, but we're also married to our podcast. So we have to listen to each other and be open.
Right.
So that's why we do what we do. So thank you, young Jeffrey, the infamous. But what are some of the creative processes like, with collaborating on the visuals, marketing, planning and so forth, of a live show? People see these type of things and they just think, oh yeah, I can do that. But they don't know everything that it takes.
For live shows?
Yes, shows. Yes.
Oh, well, for live shows, there are usually so many moving parts. And to your point, people, you might have an hour-long show, but there's been 6 weeks of stuff going on behind the scenes just to get it ready and get it exactly the way that you want it. And how you practice is how you perform. Can
you say that again? Please.
Just how you prepare, how you practice is how you perform. And so
if you don't practice, what does that mean?
Oh man. And that's in every aspect though, in every aspect of the show. And so I know in our working dynamic, as far as visuals and marketing, even when it comes to, music videos and all of that, like Kevin just has an amazing eye. He's able to conceptualize things. And even if I kind of have an idea, he's able to take my idea and
fill in the blanks.
Fill in the blanks and create the idea in real time. And so we're just very fortunate. I'm very fortunate in that regard because that is a skill set that he has and he has really sharpened it, over the years. And so I have my ideas, I'll have my suggestions, but I feel comfortable with him running point in that way. Just kind of, and if I have a suggestion here and there, I'll kind of pencil that in, but giving him that freedom to put it together, the editing and all of that, just having an eye for how everything needs to come together. And I think that's one of our superpowers as a couple, is just, again, recognizing the strengths and weaknesses and allowing each person to run point where appropriate. And that's something I can take off of my mental plate. I don't have to worry about it because I know he's going to do it every time and it's going to be done with excellence. And so finding a team, which I've been really fortunate this time around, even when working on this project coming up, I'm working with Jordash Grant and Jaborn of Erykah Badu production fame. Like he's just an amazing artist, and just working with people who do what they do with excellence, and they are consistently excellent, and they are consistently learning and trying to improve their craft. And so to surround myself with people in that way is to me a blessing for sure.
So follow up. Kevin, how does that make you feel when you know that she trusts your work? Is that empowering?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Because, like she said, we all want to strive to be the best that we can. Like you said, the camera's always on. And so when you put your all into your work and you have somebody with her talent, I mean, this is my wife, but she's super like crazy talented, right? So she could really work with whoever, there's a lot of people that will work with her, photography, videography, and everything. But prime example, when we did the Peace for Me video, we came together, we put the treatment together, we worked on the ideas and the concepts together,
found the spot,
found the location, and we just went out there. And I mean, it was just us two.
Yep.
Wow. And
we shot that video probably, I guess it was like an hour or two.
It was like 3 hours.
Yeah, 2 or 3 hours. Yeah. And I mean, just the way she works, the way I work, she just, once we got out there, she's like, okay, you kind of just, do your thing, so we just directed it, and we do that a lot. We collaborate a lot, and then I execute on the idea, but it's always a collaborative thing. But yeah, it definitely is empowering, and it makes you want to, continue to do more and just get better and better at your craft. So
cool.
Yeah.
And I think that's just something that we missed the opportunity to do, because I was just thinking about, like I say, it's the ironic thing is I just interviewed Jeff and his wife, K.Avett, maybe 3 weeks ago, if that.
Yeah.
And just hearing some of the things that you guys are saying, I can just see the connection, or the same type of mindset within them. Even though you're doing different things, but it's okay, this is his superpower, this is her superpower, and you're allowing each other to operate in that.
Right.
Yeah. I will say for me, and like she was saying, how you were raised and what you see kind of impacts how you move. And a lot of the men in my family, my dad, my granddad, my uncles, like they were very empowering to like my grandmother and my aunts and things of that nature. Like they really pushed them to, like some of the men, like let's just say, for instance, might not have went to school or anything like that, right? But they pushed their spouse to, hey, go ahead and get that degree, go ahead and get that education, go ahead and, I'm gonna support you, get that job or whatnot. And so I've always come from like I've always seen empowerment in your spouse, in the person that you're with, not a competition, just support, and at the same time, when you have somebody who supports you as well, I mean, you guys can do so many things. To the couples out there, you guys can do so many things together when you empower each other. Versus, well, this person can do this, and I don't like that they can do this, or you try to hold them down. You have to empower each other, and when you do that, it's kind of limitless. Where you can go. Limitless. Yeah, limitless. Where you can go.
True.
Wow, that was
I
very
can see
good.
you taking notes.
No. There's things I want to make sure I ask, or I don't want to miss at the end of the show, but I'm taking care of stuff too. So if you could give one message to young couples or artists trying to build something meaningful, what would it be? We'll start with Miss Candy.
I would say, and I know it sounds quite elementary, but really just accepting and embracing who you are as an artist. Of course, you're going to be inspired by artists before you, or even current artists, because there are some current artists that I absolutely love, but just understanding that you are you. And as I alluded to earlier, there are 8 billion people in the world. I don't necessarily, all 8 billion of them do not have to know me and connect with my music and find, resonate with me, but to have just a portion of those people that connect and understand the message that I am trying to convey, which is, there's music is medicine. That's kind of my mantra. That's the most important thing to me. So that's what I would say, what I would suggest as an artist. Couple wise, just again, piggybacking off of what Kevin talked about, just celebrating your partner's strengths, allowing them to shine in those areas. Like when one of you shines, the light's going to hit the other person. And working together. Those are really, really simple concepts, but a lot of times people just for whatever reason, one reason or another, they find it difficult. And I mean, I am proud to see the strides that my husband has made. And it's so awesome to me when he finishes a photo shoot and to see the how it started, see how the photo shoot started, and then to see the end product, or to see how he can take, he just did a Mother's Day videography shoot for Marquetta.
Mm-hmm.
She's running for
Marquetta Nemo.
Yes.
She's running for city council.
I believe it's city.
What
council.
city?
Yeah, Grand Prairie.
Okay.
Yeah, District 4.
Okay.
Yeah. So if y'all are in Grand Prairie, y'all vote for her because she's awesome.
Is she in the runoff? Or?
She is.
It's a runoff.
She's actually in the runoff. Yeah.
She needs your help.
Yeah, she needs your vote. Good people.
Great people.
But he did her event. She does this. I think this was her 5th year. It's a Mother's Day event, and it was just a beautiful. He took all this footage and just condensed it into this 3-minute video, and it was just amazing. It looked so amazing. So I love to see that. I love to be able to see him in his element, because he really enjoys it. It's something that he loves to do, and you can see that in what he his finished product. So that's the advice that I would give to couples.
Right.
Celebrate your spouse's wins, be there, be supportive, let them shine, because that light's going to touch you too.
Kevin?
Yeah. Advice for young couples. I would say, whatever you do something that you're totally passionate about. I mean, something that you just absolutely love. A lot of times we chase things because, this might make us some money, or that might make us some money, but pick something that you just, like they said, if you would do it, if you didn't make $1, but you just love it that much, that's going to help you. And then also, stay on top of your business, learn about the business of whatever it is that you're dealing with, make connections, read, find different people in that area, ask them questions, look for mentorship, those type of things. I think mentorship is highly underrated. I think we can all use some sort of mentor.
Wow.
I think about the times that I could have had a mentor at different parts of my journey, that may have helped me. I mean, I have mentors now, but there were certain times where I'm sure that, mentorship could have really helped me. So to the young couples out there, definitely something that you're passionate about, handle your business, learn about the business of it, and find your mentor.
Wow, that's good. And also be a great mentee.
Yes.
For sure.
Touch those who. So I had a couple things I wrote down. Of course, website, how they can find you guys, both, websites, information for the event. Mike, if you want to grab one of those posters, I hate to see you get off camera. Don't get choked or nothing on your microphone.
Yeah, for sure.
But how can they find you, and what can they find your work?
So we're on social media for the Summer Soul Affair. You can go to the summersoulaffair.com. The website is at the bottom. You can't really see it, but summersoulaffair.com.
We'll type it in the show.
And then as far as for us personally, KMG Photos, that's for all photography and videography, for all things K.Avett, K.Avett.com. That's www.KAVETT.com. And so from there, you can go to all her social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Well, we don't do Twitter anymore, but Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
So are y'all on Nubia or one of those? Instead of, there's one that someone created for us called Nubia.
No,
we're not.
Karen Hunter on Sirius. I'll shoot y'all the information. But there's a Black Twitter, as they call it.
Okay.
What we're doing. And Blue Sky. Have y'all?
We've heard of Blue Sky.
Sure.
But listening to this, we may have to take Kevin on one of the road trips with us, Mike. To DJ X would be great, but we don't know if we have time to get it all together. But go and shoot some footage of everything. Our days are crazy, man. We sit down and interview 20 people.
Yes, but go ahead.
And just try to get out of that. But it would be cool, especially saying that we've had other people go, but it would definitely be cool. I think I sound like I probably like your work.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm gonna definitely go look.
Check me out. I'm out there. I'm out there.
Maybe
I'm
Vegas.
outside.
Maybe Vegas next year. Yeah.
Or
Okay.
have you ever went to NAM? Are you familiar with NAM?
We haven't been to NAM. We did go to the ASCAP Expo.
You have to go
We
to
haven't
NAM.
been to NAM.
Yeah, y'all need to go to NAM.
You know what NAM? Are you
It's in
familiar with it?
January.
It's National Association of Music Merchants.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's anywhere from
Oh gosh.
50 to possibly 70 to 80,000 people.
Oh.
And these are all artists, whether
So-
they are singers,
Producers.
producers,
Yeah.
DJs, equipment,
Yeah.
all
DJ
kind of
equipment,
stuff.
instruments.
Stevie,
So Stevie was there walking
yeah,
around.
we didn't
so
get
we couldn't
to-
get half the places because Steve was in the way. Everywhere we
Yeah.
tried to go, here's Stevie singing,
Oh, and
doing
Stevie,
a private concert.
Yeah.
Hey Stevie, can we just get to this equipment and keep it moving? But no, it was really cool. That was our first time we got to go, and
You should.
we didn't even
You
get
And
to
where's
see
it from?
half of. It's in Anaheim, California.
Anaheim
Okay.
in
January.
January. You
Okay.
need. I'm just saying, if you need to go to that,
Yeah, it's really
it
cool.
will. It's so empowering. There's so much going on,
There's
and then you have so many people just walking around. We didn't get to Stevie because the guy that had him there, we have a really good relationship with, and Tony.
Yeah.
Him and Tony are real good friends. But it was just so many people, and it's just like being in that element.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we know what to do next year. First day,
yes.
we just walking around. We're not even trying to interview nobody, talk to nobody.
It was-
We're just
Yeah.
gonna walk and look. I mean, because we didn't even get to see half of it.
Yeah.
Because
It's
we were the
huge.
DJ side, and we never made it to the instrumentation or anything like that because it's so crazy. And we were there for what, 3 days?
Mhm.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
crazy.
we decided that we need to go at least 5 days, go beforehand, do recon just
To map out what your plan is.
Well,
Because
yeah,
they have
walk
the
around.
concerts and
oh,
all kind of
Yeah.
stuff. And that might be a good, because there was a lady there.
oh,
I thought it was Jill when I turned around. and
yes,
looked.
they
And
had
I
they
didn't
were
know that
performing.
girl was.
Who was the CC Wine?
CC Winan was
Oh,
there one
cool.
night. She
Okay.
did a concert.
Oh,
They had
It was
John
so many.
Baptiste was there.
I love
yeah.
Yeah.
he's-
Yeah.
So I mean, they do a little bit of everything. They have
Oh,
stages
that's
here,
nice.
stages there,
Okay.
and of course you got people like Stevie just walking around getting on microphones and doing mini concerts and just clogging up all the traffic in the whole building. But I mean,
and that would be a great experience, not only for you to experience, but for you to capture just
Yeah,
footage of
and-
that.
Right.
Yeah.
They had a
for sure.
drum line, or with they were what was it about? Maybe 75 to 100. They were in a circle. They had a drum circle.
Oh, wow.
just playing drums, and then they had another with the
drum line.
Mhm.
Yeah, they drum hall. That's what they call it.
But it was what's those other drums from overseas, like the kettle drum? They had a whole bunch of them. Just
Oh, yeah,
it was
we-
a little bit of everything you wanted to see, man. It was
Wow.
crazy. So we had
As a
good time.
musician, that's some,
yeah.
and just the footage that you can capture. There's so much going on.
And there was a lot
Right.
of people walking around that we didn't know were there.
Oh, so
Later
many.
on, Jazzy Jeff, DJ wise for us, but other producers and different
And
things.
Jill,
were-
I think, was there too.
don't say that.
Somebody
And I
said
did
Jill
not
was there.
find her. Okay.
Somebody
all right.
said Jill was
Well,
there.
if she was, next year the magnet will be on.
Oh. Well, I'm glad you didn't see it.
Chili from Philly.
yeah, Chili from Philly.
Yeah. So we're looking forward. July the 5th, right?
Yes.
7 to
July the
10
5th,
in the
yes.
park. Where is
Yes.
it? What park is it at? In
Rail Yard Park.
Rail Yard
Yes, 455
South
South
College.
College Street.
That's in the middle of downtown.
It's in the middle of
Okay,
downtown.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
a
know a
nice
little bit.
park.
I live in Mansfield, so
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
you're
so-
right.
You're not too far from
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, we
cool.
met and checked it out and saw something weird.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so-
So,
you know, anything else y'all want to promote? Get out there. This is we love to promote people's. Anything else y'all got going on?
So I'm sure this is like worldwide, right? You guys,
Yes.
everybody-
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh.
she will be in the UK.
What?
November 27th and 28th.
Okay.
Performing at the Soul Mama Cafe and
And
also
then the Reading Soul Weekend.
yeah,
What city,
Reading Soul
London?
Weekend in London.
Oh,
Mhm.
Yeah,
cool.
Reading Soul Weekend.
Wow. Are you
Yeah.
going to?
Of course.
Yeah. I'll be there.
hey, I'm
Yeah.
just asking.
Yeah, I'll be
Need a
Oh,
producer or
oh.
DJ? Oh. All right.
No,
yeah.
that's gonna be
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, so we got
that
hey,
going
That's
on.
cool. So, Hey, y'all go follow this young lady. I'm definitely gonna listen to this song on my way home tonight and listen to some of her stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, check it out.
And she's gonna be performing July the 5th.
I don't have anything, so I may go try to block it off. It just depends on what's going on. You know how that is. It's a holiday, so can't say what that other person I live with may have already planned that I don't know.
And I do want to, before we go, I want to give a quick shout out because I will be performing that day.
Okay.
But also we will have brand new funk. And
tell us about them.
Yeah, they are a DJ drum duo, and they do a lot of hip hop, but they also have a old school R&B vein that they traverse. And so I am super excited. We've seen them live. They are so fun. They bring a lot of energy, and so they're just going to stay, in keeping with that old school R&B vibe that is the heart and soul of the Summer Soul Affair. And we're going to have line dancing.
Summer Soul Affair. All right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Waxahachie, Mansfield, Midlothian. Y'all need to come out and be in the building.
Absolutely.
Red Oak,
DeSoto.
Yeah. I'm just trying to hit the high side,
I know your side.
Do more too, because we got a lot down there too. So it's a lot of good people down that way too. So yeah. Oh,
that's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Wow.
Yes, I'm on the poster.
Oh my gosh.
I have to mess with him because he mess with me all the time. But that's good. I'm glad y'all doing some good things and doing some positive lights, and super excited to hear that the city is backing y'all also. Because that's a tough thing to do.
It is.
Yeah. So, but that program, I need to ask my councilman if we have something like that, because I really would like to get involved a little bit more in the city of Mansfield.
Yeah.
Sure. Yep.
Well, Miguel, if that's all, that's it. That's all. Take us home, brother.
Yes. Well, I just want to thank you guys. We would like to thank you guys again for coming and sitting down with us and, tell us, not only about, the show, the Summer Soul Affair, but, about yourselves, which is important. People need to know who's behind the things that are being done that are great. So many times we don't know the backstory. And when you know the backstory, you have a better appreciation for what's being done. And the other thing,
it's free.
Oh, yes.
Free to support. Come on out, buy some food, hit the food trucks and the vendors that's going to be
get a
there.
t-shirt.
And what's that turkey leg?
We got a t-shirt?
We have t-shirts.
We have an official Summer Soul Affair t-shirt. And actually we have some from last year as well, but this is a new design. And,
yes, I'm going to have my shirt on.
Yeah,
Sure
absolutely.
have.
So,
no, I'm going to have my shirt on.
We'll be opening the flash sale. The t-shirt flash sale. We'll be posting that online soon. So
okay.
All right. Make sure you tag 2 DJs, one mic, and we'll help promote. We'll definitely post it and pass it out. Keep it going. And do y'all have a website for this also, or a website for?
Yes.
Okay. SummerSoulAffair.com. All right, they got it before somebody charged them for it.
Yeah. No, I like the fact that it's backed by the city Waxahachie website.
You're absolutely
teamed up with them. I'm like, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, we look forward to it. And for all of you that will hear this, you need to be there July the 5th. That's after you see your fireworks. We're going to get some more fireworks.
Yeah.
Some good old school music.
All right.
Some performance.
We're not doing any fireworks after the show.
No.
The day
Do not
before.
bring any fireworks to
None.
this event. The doors or the park opens at 6 and the show starts at 7. So we advise you to come early, get your seats.
Come early.
Yeah, because
and bring your fans.
Yeah, bring your fans.
Because the boots will be on the ground.
The boots will be on the ground.
Yeah,
yes.
for sure.
Yes.
Men
do not bring fans.
No, don't bring any fans.
Look, I'm not judging. If you want to bring a fan, bring a fan.
I haven't seen that yet, so let's not start any trends.
It's already happening.
No, I haven't seen that yet.
It's happening.
Yeah. All right. Hey, y'all heard it right here.
Yes. But again, thank you guys for joining us, and we look forward to seeing all you guys July the 5th. Summer Soul Affair.
Yes.
All right.
Thanks so much for having us.
Appreciate it.
Oh, no
Thank
problem.